Okay. This story is very unique in a way because it's making me very angry, but it's not at one group of people. It's getting me really frustrated on everyone on all sides on this because it's okay. Let me see if I can actually work out my feelings in this video. Look, let's get this out of the way. Look, everyone knows by now Gina Carano is the actress who plays in The Mandalorian. She's been fired because she either made a tweet or an Instagram post about a cautionary tale of what happens when you dehumanize a certain group of people. That's what her tweet or Instagram post read. But people took her post and they somehow they turned it into her saying that Republicans today are being treated as what the Jews were going through in the Holocaust. And I was reading that post because when I first heard that. I didn't read the post first. I just saw people like talking about it on Twitter. I don't have Twitter, but you can still like scroll down because that's where all the drama happens. And the people were making this statement that Gina Carano made a post saying that Republicans today are going through what the Jews went through in the Holocaust. I was like, no fucking way. So I had to look at it for myself. And I found it. And the thing is, I don't know if it's like a Twitter post or, like I said, I don't have Twitter or Instagram post. And I try to put it on the screen. Alright, so let's actually go through what she actually wrote, right? Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors and even children. True. Because the Nazi just killed them. The neighbors and the children, that is true. That is true. Normal people did hurt the Jews at that time. Because that's what happens when you dehumanize a group of people. But history is edited. Most people today don't even realize that they get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews. The government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. True. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? Okay. Alright. What's the drama? Where's the drama? Clearly she's not okay. I get people are saying that she's saying that she's comparing modern day Republicans, like people today. She's comparing them to what Jews went through in the Holocaust because she basically, right at the bottom, how is this any different from hating someone from their political views? Clearly that's not what she said. It's like they read that part, that bottom part, but they skipped the top part where she says the government first made their own neighbors hate them. She's not saying that Republicans today are suffering the same as the Jews did in the Holocaust. That's not what she said. She's not saying that the Republicans are rounded up and getting thrown into the gas chambers. Clearly, that's not what she's saying. This is basically a warning tale. Guys, for God's sake, the Nazis didn't pop out thin air. This isn't Star Wars where the Empire just came out of nowhere and just like, we're going to spread the fear throughout the galaxy. That's not what happened. People were conditioned to hate Jews. They were using all kinds of rhetoric. The 1%, they're the rich, we're the poor. Any problem that's happening to us is all the Jews' fault. It was one of those small things, and then it snowballed into this huge catastrophe. This is what I don't know how people read this and then come to conclusion that she's comparing modern Republicans to what Republicans going through today, to what the Jews went through in the Holocaust. I don't know where people got this from. You can clearly see that's not what she's saying. She's clearly saying, look, every catastrophe that happens in human history, any dark things that happens, like genocide, concentration camps, slavery, any dark things that happens, the first stage, before any of that happens, the first stage, that people have to go through in order to get to that point is dehumanizing each other. In order to get a large group of people to the point where they kill another group of people, the first thing you have to do is dehumanize. That's the warning she's giving. She's like, this is what's happening now. And it needs to be addressed, because if it doesn't get addressed, a lot more dark shit's gonna happen. But she gets fired for it. And yeah, if you actually read what she wrote, she didn't even make this a left and right issue. She's saying everyone needs to engage in this, but she gets fired. This is insane. This is fucking crazy. And what's driving me insane is that she's given this cautionary tale that people need to be aware of. She gets fired. Yet Pedro Pascal and that girl and that woman from the High Republic, the author from the High Republic, they say some most fucked up shit, but yet they're still hired. And what annoys the fuck out of me is that when you bring this up, like the double standard, the hypocrisy, when you bring this up, it's like when you talk to someone, because I watched Mad Max stream, right? And pretty much everyone in that was pretty much in unison where they say, look, she deserves to be fired. Because you can't say that, even because you can't compare what's going on with the Republicans to what the Jews have been from the Holocaust, even though that's clearly not what Gina Carano said. But for the sake of argument, let's say that's what she said. They were saying, oh yes, she should definitely have been fired. But when you bring up that author of the High Republic, and when you bring up Pedro Pascal and the things he wrote, the excuses that they made, it blew my mind. It was like, are you serious? Oh, Pedro Pascal is a main character. I don't give a fuck if he's a main character. I don't give a fuck if he's like the ruler of the universe. If what he said broke the guidelines to Disney, as they said that Gina Carano's tweet or Instagram post did, he should definitely be fired as well. But all I hear is excuses. Same with the author of the High Republic. Oh, but yeah, what she wrote was bad, but context, man, context. I'm like, okay, then why did you not give that same shake? Why didn't you give that same shake to Gina Carano? Why didn't you go through her and then like, well, hold on, let's look at this from a different context? None. No, what Gina Carano wrote was bad. Oh, but what the author of the High Republic did? Oh no, look, we have to see it from a different context. Oh no, Pedro Pascal deleted his tweet, so it's fine. It's not fine. Main lead's been fired all the time. This is nothing new. You can't sit there and say, oh, because he's the main lead. Oh my god, watching that stream was annoying. The thing is, I like watching his streams, Mad Max streams. They're entertaining, but at the same time, it's like, I'm just watching. I'm like, dude, I don't see how you're any different from Andy. I don't see how you're any different from Andy. Sometimes you guys are pretty much alike, but Andy Signor, you guys are pretty much alike in some cases. It was like, that was frustrating to watch. It was enlightening to watch because I needed to watch that because it gives you insight to what people on the other side think. And it makes you think yourself, I'm like, okay, am I in the wrong? But when I'm hearing them speak, I'm like, nope, I'm definitely not in the wrong. These guys are just hypocrites. Gina Carano's fired, justified. But when you bring up Pedro Pascal and the author, yeah, context, or he deleted it, or excuses. You're not principled. You're not fair and balanced. You're just like them. You're just like the people we went. You're just like the SJWs, where it's like, rule for thee, but not for me. Like, it's fine when I do it kind of thing. Oh, Gina Carano, she's bad, but when the other people do it, no, it's fine. Man, context. It's like, come on, man. And people in the fandom mess annoy me as well. Because it's like, because I'm just sitting here, I'm just thinking, at what point are they actually going to fight back on this? Because what happened with Gina Carano is fucked up. So I'm just thinking, I'm like, okay, but at what point are they actually going to fight back on this? Because think about this. We're letting Disney, the company who hired people like Pedro Pascal, who called half of their countrymen Nazis, a racist author from the High Republic, and that China fiasco where they filmed next to a concentration camp. We're letting that company dictate what's right and wrong. oh, Gina Carano, she's a bad person. She should be fired. But hey, what happened to that China fiasco with Mulan? Didn't you film that concentration camp and a CCPC? Thank you. Or what about what happened with Star Wars? What happened with that? What happened with Boyega to his face in the poster? What happened to the Chinese poster? Was he not there? Was he? What happened? But no one calls them out. I mean, they do, but not directly. And this is what annoys me with the fandom mess, because I'm seeing all this. It's like, and it's like, it's like, it feels like, I don't know, man, because it feels like they don't want. It's like they know what Disney doing is bad, but they don't want to fight it. If that makes sense. Look. Let me explain, right? As much as these I fucking hate these SJWs. Even though I fucking find the people who did this to Gina Carano utterly disgusting and terrible people, because they literally twisted what she said and then get her fired. But I'm not gonna say and lie to you. A part of me actually respects them. I do. A part of me actually respects them, and let me tell you why. Because they actually went and fought for what they believed in, even though it was fucking stupid and disgusting. They basically twisted his voice, but at least they actually went like wolves and bit at Disney's neck and forced them to fire Gina Carano. Think about that. Crazy, stupid people on Twitter was able to get $1 billion corporation, a company, forced them to fire an individual on false grounds. Think about that. But what do people in the fandom menace do? Oh, they just make videos. They just say, how sad this is. Disney Star Wars is bad. Alright, guys, bye. That's it. And you think? Because apparently they're doing that. They're gonna do the we love Gina Carano hashtag, and I'm just sitting here laughing. I'm like, yeah, because that's surely gonna change anything. I'm pretty sure Gina Carano's blacklisted. I don't have any proof, but I'm pretty sure she's blacklisted. Because you can't just, because Disney literally made a narrative that she just compared Republicans to Nazis. That can't fly, even though that's not what she's doing. But it's the narrative. I'm pretty sure she's blacklisted. And what, you think that you sending a hashtag saying we love Gina Carano is going to fix anything? You think that's going to fix the double standard of what's going on with Disney and the people they hire? And this is what annoys me, because they know this, but they don't want to fight it. It's like, it's not like Disney doesn't, it's not like you guys don't have any ammo or anything. What, the CCP? We're talking about Nazis, right? They literally filmed there in a concentration camp and the CCP thanks them. That's enough grounds to go after Disney. And that's enough grounds to go after the people who went after Gina Carano. It was like, wait, you went after Gina Carano, yet you're fine with Disney doing this? You're fine with Disney, what they did to John Boyega and the poster in China? Are you fucking serious? I mean, cancel Disney Plus. I mean, I guess that's a first step. I guess. But that's not gonna be enough. Cause you need it's like people, it's like they don't want to hold Disney to Disney's own standards. This is the standards that Disney created. You can hold them to account. Like if Disney says, hey, you will be fired if you cause offense, like they think they did with Gina Carano, you could certainly do that with Pedro Pascal. You could certainly do that with the author. You can ask them to be fired. And if they say, oh, why are you asking for this from this person to be fired? What's wrong with you? I might, but this is Disney standards. This is Disney standards. They fired Gina Carano for supposedly doing the same thing. Why is this guy's working? You could literally go after them and get them fired, but they won't do it. They won't. No, I'm seeing this excuse like, oh, I don't want anyone to be fired. I'm like, okay, fine, but then don't complain when this shit happens then. Don't complain. And also, I don't want anyone to be fired. Yes, that's a solid way of not changing anything. Yeah, what Disney's doing is bad, but I don't want to go after them for doing anything bad. I don't want people to lose their jobs. Okay, fine. And then we're going to have this from now on. That's not going to change anything. Look what the SJWs did. They went after Gina Carano. They changed something. And unless people start waking up and start actually doing things that they don't want to do. Like, look, I understand you don't want to fire people, but we have to hold people to the same standards. We can't have this double standard go around any longer. And what upsets me is that deep down, I know Gina Carano is going to be forgotten. People are going to be upset now. People are going to say, we love Gina Carano. But let's be frank. Unless something drastic happens, she's going to be forgotten. Unless people start demanding for Pedro Pascal's head and for the Office head. Because, look, let's make no shits about it. What they said was fucked up. Can you imagine if the author was a white person and constantly degrading black people in their tweets? They would be fired on the spot. But since she's black, it's fine. No, it's not fine. I don't care what color you are. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. But we don't want people. We don't want to ask some people to be fired. I don't want to go after people's jobs. You're not going to change anything. The SJWs, they changed something. I respect. They're disgusting, but I respect them for it. You have to. You have to respect that. So unless people actually get actually upset, and then go after the actors for making those comments, nothing's going to change. I don't expect them to change. I guess cancel Disney Plus is a right step, but I don't know, man. It's like you have to do more than that. Like, cancel Disney Plus. Don't watch Star Wars anymore. Like, that's why I'm done watching Star Wars. I'm done. Especially when I heard Favreau when he's like, "Oh, everything goes back to the sequel trilogy." I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm fucking done. I'm done. I'm done with Disney. This is Disney needs to answer for what they did, especially with that CCP, that camp business with Mulan. They need to answer for that. They have absolutely no fucking right to go to a person and say, "Oh, you're being offensive," and that Disney gets away with offensive shit all the time. All the time. They need to be held into account, and actors in them need to be held into account. I'm at that point where it's like, look, I don't care where it goes, either extreme censorship or not. I don't care about it. I'm actually at this point where I don't care as long as there's no hypocrisy or double standards, but there is. And that needs to deal, unless people wake this up, nothing's gonna change. I am done. I don't want to talk about this subject anymore. Man, it gives me a headache. The more I talk about it, the more pissed off I get. Anyways, thanks for watching, I guess. Agree, disagree, comment, whatever, man. I'm just so upset about this.